stars, and so there must be at least a gazillion planets, and therefore there must be blah blah blah, and they go through this whole figuring that, you know, there's no possible way there couldn't be life on another planet because, gee, it happened here. But the problem is it's a stupid argument, because we can't even, you know, it's just pure speculation, because there's no rational way to determine the probability. You know, I mean, when you buy a lottery ticket, it says right on the back, you know, you have a 1 in 8 or 10 or whatever 15 million chance of winning. Okay, so it tells you, you know, you can figure out your odds of winning. All right, but we have, you know, we've never been able to create a living thing from scratch. I mean, we've never been able to put, you know, a bunch of elements and compounds into a beaker and shake them up and, you know, create something that can reproduce itself. I mean, that's what a living thing is, you know, something that can reproduce itself. And we've never been able to do that. So we don't know what the odds against it are, because we can't even do it. I mean, we can't even figure out how it happened. And so with all our science, we can't even figure that out. And so you got to figure that it wasn't too likely. I mean, you know, maybe, you know, the only way it could possibly have happened was, you know, lightning would have to strike in the same place 643 times, you know? I mean, some kind of really unlikely event took place to create this cell with a nucleus with DNA and the capacity to reproduce itself. So we don't even know how hard it was just to get through that step. And then when you're talking about, oh yeah, and then the cell's going to reproduce itself differently, and then eventually it's going to, you know, what were the odds against eyeballs and ears, you know, and then a brain that's capable of remembering, and then a brain that's capable of consciousness and language and all the other stuff we have. What are the odds against it? Who the hell knows? I mean, life was on this planet for 4 billion years, and guess what? You know, intelligent life has only been here for what, 20,000 years? So I mean, you know, who knows? Life could have been farting around, you know, jerking off, doing whatever it's doing for another 4 billion years before it ever got to that intelligence phase. I mean, we don't even know how unlikely that is. So here you have all these improbabilities that life could be built on. I mean, it could be an incredibly, preposterously improbable event, you know, to be able to get matter to this level of sophistication. And so it's a stupid question, you know, because we don't know what the odds against it are. I mean, it's obviously, it doesn't just happen every day. I mean, it's not something easy. It's not something the universe just, you know, it isn't a conclusion it obviously leads to. And but the whole thing does make you wonder. I mean, what is the whole matter thing? What is the whole existence thing? What is all this stuff? And you know, there's no way to answer even that. So, I mean, I guess that's the more important question. Well, maybe that's on the piece of paper. So let's go through the questions and we'll see if it's there. The next question would be, what is truth? What is truth? So you got that question online. You know, well, whatever. What is truth? I mean, truth is a word, let's see, that we invented to describe what the actual facts are. So truth is a word that is defined as something that is factual, you see. So that's what truth is. It's a frickin' word. And people shouldn't get lost in some sort of truth is beauty, blah blah blah, and all this other crapola, because guess truth is just that simple. It's a frickin' word we use to describe something. You know, snow is a word used to describe frozen rain. You know, it's a word. It's a descriptive word. It's not that complicated. Okay, you know, but you know, people at Yahoo apparently think it's an important question. So, which actor is the greatest Bond? Another, you know, who cares? I mean, you know, it's so subjective. I mean, you know, and it doesn't really have something to do with the quality of the Bond movie itself. I mean, you know, put the you know, do you need the right actor, or does, you know, like Goldfinger would have been no good if you didn't have Connery? Goldfinger was a great movie. I mean, you know, so any one of the Bonds could have done it competently, I think. You know, and so I mean, if you want to use my opinion, yeah, no, I think the Roger Moore series of James Bond movies was the best. So yeah, so he's my favorite Bond. Okay, so yeah, but who cares? Yeah, it doesn't matter. You're right, it doesn't matter. Who cares? I mean, your opinion, not Dick Cavett. Who cares what not Dick Cavett thinks? So anyway, let's see. Does any of it matter? Can we ever really know? I don't know what the question means, so try it again. Does any of it matter? Can we ever really know? Well, yeah, of course it matters, because guess what? You know, regardless of whether you think, you know, there's this, you know, infinite intelligence or whatever that, you know, poof the whole universe into existence, you know, one day, just as a thought, you know, you're just sitting around doing nothing forever, and then one day the infinite intelligence said, oh, life and planets and matter. Yeah, I'll invent that today. Yeah, well anyway, so regardless, even if you don't believe that crap, and you just think matter is this thing that exists, and it evolves, and it devolves, and it evolves, and just goes, you know, on and on and on, you know what I mean? The universe gets more complex, and the whole thing collapses on itself, and explodes again, big bang, boom, you know, this whole thing all over again. But regardless, no matter how you think the universe works, it does matter, because we're obviously involved in this thing called consciousness. I mean, we're here thinking and feeling, you know, especially feeling.